Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Episode 2 of The Brian Gould Show. I'm your host, Brian Gould. Today I want to talk about this guy by the name of Lef Lin. He's very intimate and has a very unique relationship with a moose. He actually sleeps with it and kisses it on a very regular basis. Lin says that his kisses are very wet and very intense. Lin started caring for this moose a little over 20 years ago. He's raised it, and he currently owns his own moose sanctuary in Sweden, where people can actually get up close with the animals and get personal. He takes them on tours and stuff, and all over the property, a 25-acre property, and he has 19 animals out there that he's had bred and raised. Last year, Lin actually started allowing guests to sleep overnight in the park for a rate of 500 euros per night. You actually stay in a 5-person cabin that's surrounded by a very tall fence, and you can't leave the property till Lin comes and gets you. So you're in this cabin. There's no TV, no internet, no cell service. Just you and whoever else you have with you, and you have these giant creatures roaming around the property around you. Now, keep in mind, a moose can jump up to 6 feet in the air. I mean, these things are huge, and they can run 35 miles per hour. So, heaven forbid if one of these clears the fence, let alone knocks it down, and it's just you and the moose. I mean, this gives a whole new meaning to the phrase moose lodge. You know what I mean? I mean, 500 euros to sleep with and kiss a moose. It's crazy. You know how much money you could make in Kentucky right now if someone started their own goat sanctuary? I mean, we already know what the hillbillies do with these things as it is. I mean, let alone charge admission to watch them. But I don't know. This sounds like a really crazy comic book story. I mean, honestly. How this guy became Moose Man. I mean, Batman watched his parents get murdered in an alleyway as a child, and then he became Batman. Superman is an alien from another planet and was raised here somewhere and told to protect Metropolis. And then you have Moose Man, the boy that apparently couldn't get a girlfriend growing up and decided to hook up with a moose. I mean, it's a little strange. I mean, this guy actually goes as far as to sleep with the newborn babies for several weeks so that they get familiar with them out in the wilderness. Just drops a mat on the ground and sleeps outside. And during the hot summer months, this guy will actually sleep with these things, take a bath with these things in addition to everything else that they do. I mean, he really gets personal with these animals. He has a very unique and intense relationship with them. That's to say the least. So, Lin, good luck with your moose sanctuary. I applaud you on that. If you ever take a trip to Sweden and have an extra 500 euros to spend the night and sleep with a moose and maybe kiss one or two, look this guy up, and I'm sure he'll set you up. Recently, a UPS driver was told by an employee of a local business that their company couldn't accept any packages that required cash on delivery. Apparently, that pissed off the driver, and he proceeded to take the box and roll it right out the front door and kicked it like a soccer ball the rest of the way. Well, the package, according to its sender, was valued at $12,000. The sender said that the box had a sensitive piece of equipment that measures pressure inside of pipelines inside of it. So that tells you right there that wherever this was going, that probably should have been not a cash on delivery type of item. But still, I mean, the driver didn't use a dolly, and he didn't even pick it up. He literally rolled the box right out the door. It's all caught on camera, and proceeded to kick it like a soccer ball. I mean, this guy just lost it. UPS has since apologized. They said that they'd take corrective actions against the driver. I mean, I'm sure that UPS will fire the guy. I mean, the driver can clearly count his job not being there too much longer. I mean, we all saw how Jim Carrey delivered packages, and that didn't work out too well for him. So maybe this driver can ask Jim Carrey about being a pet detective. You know, I'm sure the line is quite short for pet detectives right now in the employment field. I mean, I don't know. If the driver felt he was such a good kicker, I mean, the Detroit Lions needed a good kicker earlier in the season. He could have just tried out for them and probably been their kicker for a while. I don't know. It seems like we hear about this every so often, you know, once a month or once every other month, about drivers just losing their cool and spazzing out. I mean, you know, it'd be really cool is when was the last time you heard a pizza delivery guy lose his cool? You don't see pizza delivery guys slamming pizzas against the wall or throwing boxes all over the place. Well, maybe one in particular, but I mean, seriously, we hear about these guys taking packages and throwing them and kicking them and dropping them over fences, whether it be UPS, FedEx, the post office, you know, any type of delivery system, really. It's just a little crazy. I don't know. I mean, there's a group of people that put together a website called don'tthrowmypackage.com. Yes, it's a real site. It was created to help report issues like this. You can go on there right now and watch videos of other packages being thrown, kicked, and more. You can report drivers and prevention and awareness and all this other stuff. Some of the videos are pretty funny and entertaining to watch, but honestly, I'd like to know what goes through a driver's head when a package gets rejected and he or she just says, you know what, I don't care, I'm going to throw it, I'm going to kick it. Or you get to the end of the sidewalk and you don't want to take the 5 to 6 extra feet to set the package down on someone's doorstep. Or there's a fence and you just figure, you know what, no one's looking, I'm going to toss it over. I get it. You're trying to save time because time is of essence in a job like this. But, I mean, I don't know. Maybe this UPS driver can become a pizza delivery driver. I'd like to see him take a page out of Walt's book and spaz out. I mean, roof pizza's good. It's dry. It's a little cold, but it's real good. Trust me. I mean, roof pizza has no other rival in the pizza industry. All right, daylight savings. We just all turned our clocks back. Most of us did. There's a couple states that don't participate in it, and whatever, you guys are superior or something. I don't know. Does this extra hour that we gained actually hurt us or help us? There's always studies being done on the negative effects of something. Negative effects of smashing your face with a hammer, or negative effects of taking a cheese grater over your knuckles, negative effects of water being drank from a plastic bottle. You catch my drift. That stuff's all obvious, and it shouldn't ever be newsworthy, but it always is. I don't get it. But does this whole body and sleep shifting thing help us or hurt us? Researchers and doctors have discovered 4 really important facts that focuses on the good and the bad of the time change. Number 1, your risk of being in a car accident actually increases. The week after daylight savings time has come to an end, car accidents actually go up on average 7%. More so in the morning, accidents actually go up 14%. Researchers say that you can compare this to jet lag. It's not that you're sleep deprived, but your body is off rhythm and just hasn't adjusted yet, and that affects your performance. Your performance. Number 2, your odds of a heart attack actually drop. Yes, the holiday season brings Christmas and Thanksgiving and New Year's, and that is stressful enough as it is. You got to run here, you got to run there, whatever. It's crazy, stir crazy. But in the fall, The time change actually gives your body a brief break from cardiac strain. Researchers have found that the Tuesday following the time change, heart attacks actually go down 21%. As compared to in the spring, researchers have found that heart attack cases actually go up 24% on the Monday following the time change. So, note to self, Monday following spring ahead with your clock changes, I will be calling in from work. I will be sleeping in, and probably won't have my phone on until about noon, 1 o'clock that day. Just letting everybody know, the Monday following spring ahead with the clock changes, your heart attack chances increase by 24%. Keep that in mind. Fun fact number 3, your mood may improve. As the weather gets colder, our moods actually tend to get icier. I know mine does. You can blame that on the fact that the mornings are dark when you wake up. It's associated with the season change. You can't get around that. So that seems to trigger like a form of winter depression. We all slide into it. Everyone's vulnerable to that. No one can get around that. You know, it just happens. But in the weeks that follow the time change, your wake time is actually more in sync with the sun. So that typically gives you a mood boost. Nothing is more powerful than exposing yourself to sunlight. So if you want to fend off those winter blues, make sure you stick your face by a window, get some sun, and that'll improve your mood. And the fourth fun fact that researchers have discovered is the quality of your sleep may actually take a hit. Really. There's little or no known evidence that any of us take advantage of this extra hour, meaning we don't sleep in. In fact, none of us take advantage of this. I'm sure we don't. It's easier to just stay up later because our mental clocks are all thrown off. It looks like it's 8 o'clock, but it's really 9. It looks like it's 10 o'clock, but it's really 11, so I'm just going to stay up till my normal time. You're kind of burning the candle at both ends, so to speak. You know, but that's what we do. I know I do it. I'm sure everyone else does it. But people are not actually sleeping in that extra hour later because our body clocks are waking them up at what seems to be our normal time. Makes sense. Besides that extra hour throwing off my sleeping habits, personally, my eating habits go right out the window. My lunchtime is pushed out later. My dinner time's earlier. Breakfast, what's that? And midnight snack is a midnight snack, and then I need a 3 in the morning snack. So there's the 4 fun facts that researchers have actually discovered and are saying that, does it help us or hurt us? It does both. So there you go. Thank you for tuning in to The Brian Gould Show. Please check me out on Twitter. And if you're not real big into the Twitter phase, I understand that. Some people can't figure it out. It is rather easy once you get used to it. But you can also check me out on Facebook. For those of you that don't get on Twitter, get all the latest news and info there as well. Also, you can find me on Instagram. I put up pick of the day every day and other pictures of my journeys throughout the week. You can also submit your own picture to me, and if it's something that you think the rest of the world should see or know, let me know and get it over to me, and I'll make sure you get full credit for it. Please subscribe to me on YouTube. I put a lot of work into this and a lot of time. Not only do I put up new episodes on my YouTube page, but I also put up other funny videos and skits and anything else crazy that comes along the way, along with Video of the Month. Those are always great. In closing, I would like to say don't forget that it is No Shave November. For all you Neanderthals, hillbillies, city slickers, and World of Warcraft players that may or may not be able to grow beards, try to. It's No Shave November. And ladies, yes, that does mean you too. I know some of you can grow beards with the best of us. So, in closing, have a great day. Have a great weekend. Tune in next week for episode 3. 3 usually follows 2 in most cases. Thanks for listening. I will talk to you guys soon. Visit me at thebriangouldshow.com, and I will talk to you guys next week.